Yo, Dobby's Army, it's Al. This is like my 15th time recording this, so I'm going to make this one good. Let's get it done. So we'll start off the perils of shapeshifting, Harry Potter, and Christian fundamentalism. Um, just to start off, a Christian fundamentalist is somebody who believes that they should have a literal interpretation of the Bible instead of a metaphorical one. So they believe everything in the Bible happened and it can never be proved wrong. The people under this demographic have a lot of problems with the Harry Potter series, a couple of them obvious, a couple of them surprising. The main one that the author focuses on in this book is the idea that in the series, the characters are able to develop an image of themselves that's created solely by themselves and their own experiences and not thanks to God. This is something that fundamentalists, this is their main idea. So it's a polar opposite, basically, and they're always going to be against it. But we're going to get back to that point later, and we're going to focus on the other objections that Christian heavy believers of the Christian faith have with the series. First one, I think, is the one that people would expect, is that it's 7 books solely based on a school that teaches kids how to use magic. And instead of seeing that in the lighthearted fantasy way that we readers see it, they see it as a propaganda tool to convert young kids into Satanists. So they believe that you're going to read Sorcerer's Stone and then basically start drawing pentagrams on your walls. We read these books in completely different lights. The second objection is that they don't think that that Harry, Hermione, and Ron are good people, and they don't think they're good role models. They've been seen cheating on their tests in school, besides Hermione. They've lied to their teachers. They've used spells against other people for offensive reasons. And they've done a lot of things they don't think that they're good role models for our kids. And they shouldn't be the protagonists of these really popular children's novels. So keep her going. The protein self. This was heavily focused on in the reading, and it's basically a modern way of thinking that has a really interesting way of explaining how we identify ourselves, which is physically shape-shifting our self-image based on our environments, based on people we meet, based on situations we find ourselves in. It was coined by Robert J. Lifton. He was born in the 1920s, and he's an American psychologist. He says that proteinism is the opposite of fundamentalism. And it's that's the reason for that is because while, in the protean self-belief, you create your own path, you're able to mold your own identity, and it's a liquid factor of who you are. Fundamentalists believe that God lays down your path, and while you do have free will, the free will that you, like, the choices you make were, like, God knew you're going to make them. So he basically is the almighty, the all-powerful, lays down all of our lives. And that contrasts the protean self, which says that, no, you are in control of your life, and you control who you are. And the reason that they think this connects to Harry Potter so much is that Harry follows this path, like, case in point, exactly down to it. We can see him mature. We can see him turn into a bigger and better person through the course of the books. And this transition is solely based on his own experiences. It's done completely by himself and with no thanks to God, which is something they would never be able to be on board with. There's actually also a lot of other idealisms in the proteinism that can be seen in Harry Potter, such as a good and bad, a yin and yang in every person, a Voldemort and a Harry. That, with among many other factors of proteinism, can be seen in the series, and is a reason that fundamentalists have such a problem with it. My final thoughts. The author ended the paper by saying that fundamentalists don't hate Harry Potter because of the different belief systems and the different occult followings. They hate it because it's a psychological belief that goes against theirs, and it's just a completely different viewpoint. It was a good topic of reading. The author explained her points very well, and I understood exactly what she was trying to say. My only critique is that I think that this protean self is too universal and can be found in way more books and movies than any story. And that if that is true, and if the author is right, and the reason that fundamentalists hate Harry Potter is because of this protean self, then they should hate a lot of other. They should hate a lot of other stories, because like if there's any story where a character has character development based solely on themselves and with no thanks to God, it's automatically a sin. So I think she put way too much effort into this one topic, and there's a lot of other reasons why fundamentalists disagree with Harry Potter and don't like it, and she didn't give them as much thought as she should have. And there's my works cited, and I hope that didn't go over my time. I hope you guys have a great night. See you.